Yes, we are live now. So, welcome guys to this second YouTube live session on my YouTube channel. And today we have a very interesting topic. The importance of soft skills in the field of digital marketing. I believe it's a very important and a worth topic to discuss upon. And I have a very special guest with me today in the form of Miss Anmol Sehgal, a good friend of mine and a soft skills trainer, an experienced soft skills trainer who takes sessions on in institutions, in organizations, and has her own foundation by the name of Sunflower Community. And she is a complete motivator. She makes videos, motivates people, teaches people about soft skills. So it's an honor to have you, Anmol, on the session.
Thank you so much for inviting me. We've been planning this for so long. Finally, we're here. I am so excited to be here, and it's an honor, honestly, to be on this platform and to be speaking to you. You're someone who is so proactive in his approach. You are someone that inspires me every single day. So thank you so much for doing this and giving me a platform to speak my piece. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure to have you. So, going to the first question that I'm very curious about, that what made you come into this field of soft skills, and was there any particular instance that really motivated you or opened your eyes that now I need to explore this and now I need to teach people about this?
Right. So I started. I started my journey with social media marketing when I graduated from college. I came
Hmm.
back to Calcutta. I was doing my college and I was doing BCom in NMIMS Mumbai. Then I moved back to Kolkata and I decided to do an internship first. So I started with social media marketing. Did not like it that much. Then moved on to sales. So when I started with my sales stint, the first 1 week they taught us how to give a proper sales pitch, and they took us on the field, and it was a great experience. I enjoyed myself a lot. But in just 1 week, my role went from just sales to a sales trainer role as well. So then,
Okay.
after a week's time, I used to train the newcomers about
Right.
how to give the pitch. So I used to get them up to speed. I used to teach them whatever I knew, get them up to speed, and it was extremely satisfying. So,
Right.
just teaching people the little bit I know gave me a lot of satisfaction. And during that time, I met an image consultant. So I was on the field, I met an image consultant and a trainer, and I was in awe of her. When I saw her, she was so properly dressed, so poised, and she was open to a conversation. I went up to her, I asked her a lot of questions. So I
Hmm.
asked her what she was doing, which institution she got her certification from, everything
Right.
that she did. And she was kind enough to answer every single question. So she
Right.
told me about the institute, ICBI, Image Consulting Business Institute. That is
Okay.
where I'm pursuing my certification from. So after that, after this interaction with her, I came back home, researched about the institute, researched about the courses that they were offering, and I
Right.
started considering this as a career option. So after
Hmm.
this, I started doing recruitment. I got into recruitment consulting. I was working. I used to, so it's headhunting basically, and
Okay.
I've worked there for a year and 2 months. Along with doing that, I was doing my course. So on
Right.
the weekends, I used to work with my company, and then on the weekends, I used to go to the institute and learn about soft skills. So
Right.
after a year and a couple of months, I decided to take a call and get into learning and development full time. So till March 2020, I was doing recruitment, and after that, I switched to this.
Right.
So yeah, and once I started taking sessions, there was no coming back. That is when I realized this is my purpose in life. This is what I really enjoy doing. So this is how it all began.
That's an amazing journey, and we all are definitely glad that you came into this field and you're spreading a positive message and a nice message that many people should know about the importance of soft skills and how should we develop that. So that's definitely a journey to remember and being inspired from. And I would also like to
Yeah.
welcome all the members who are there live. We have Priyanka Ahuja. She's texted hi. Hi, Priyanka. And everyone who has any kind of doubts, do post it in the comment section, and we'll definitely take it up with Anmol in this live session. So Anmol, starting off with the topic that I generally see that many people are not aware about what the term soft skills mean and what does it comprise of. What are the main components of a soft skill, so to say?
All right. So, soft skills is communication, behavior, attitude, and mindset. Right?
Hmm.
These are the components of the broad term soft skills. And
Right.
soft skills are abilities that are very much needed to navigate through life in a happy and healthy way. So
Agreed.
we are surrounded with so many people. We are expected to behave a certain way in different situations. We
Right.
are expected to know how to communicate to people. So it's very important to be able to uh, express yourself in a very effective way. So whatever you're thinking in your head should come out and should reach the audience, reach the person you're talking to in the way you intended. So all of that is soft skills. So even if you're not doing a client facing role, even if you're not in front of a lot of people, you will be
Right.
working with a team, right? So talking to them, being able to communicate your ideas, your opinions, your perspective on things, to
Right.
be able to do that much communication also, you need to know how to communicate.
Agreed.
So so that is what the relevance of soft skills is. We're living in a very interrelated world,
Right.
and to know these things is very beneficial.
Absolutely agreed. So what you're saying is basically, I mean, communication is everywhere. Not only in external aspects when you're dealing with clients. I totally agree with you that within team also you have to communicate a lot of things. You have to maybe influence your teammates to do a particular task or your strategy that you have created. You have to pitch it to the whole team before it goes to the client. So definitely,
Yeah.
that's a very good and a perspective that many people should know as
Mhm.
far as soft skills are concerned. Now, the major pain point that I see in the field that I am in currently, that is digital marketing, is that many people, I'll say 90% people take it very lightly, the aspect of soft skills. And generally, also in other fields as well, I've seen that people start whenever we have a discussion about soft skills, they're like, this is not important. So, why do you think people take it lightly in all these fields?
So people do not know what it is. They don't have enough information. That is the problem. So people haven't been told what benefits they will get out of it if you invest your time and money in soft skills development.
Right.
Uh, people people do not. So they just I had a soft skills session, a soft skills subject in
Hmm.
college. It
Right.
was it was an extra thing that we were asked to do beyond our 12 subjects that we were doing that year. We were doing a soft skills module as well.
Right.
And we weren't told why. We were just told that you'll get a certification.
Hmm.
And it was just extra. We're already doing so many subjects, so many assignments. That is something extra that no one wanted to. And there were no credits attached to that. So
Hmm.
people did not want to invest their time in that. So maybe they were not taught properly, or they weren't informed about the importance of it properly. But ultimately, after getting out of college, when we were to apply for internships, when we were to go to different corporates and
Right.
create a positive impression, it wasn't easy for us. So had
Yeah.
we paid attention then, it would
Hmm.
have been so much more beneficial for us. But
Yeah.
when we were told what it was, and we didn't, I think most of us didn't even attend those sessions to know what it is.
Right. Right.
So these things should be talked about from a school level, and should be given that much importance from a school level. Because after some time you feel like you're doing so much of uh, learning when it comes to your technical skills, when you're
Right.
focusing so much on your technical skills, and they're worth so many marks, you're totally focused on that.
Agreed.
but
Yes.
when you're made to do something where which you can't really quantify in a way, you don't see the sense of it. When you're only running behind marks, but then after you get out of college, after you
Right.
get out, when after you get out of that education system,
Mm.
you realize the importance of these things. So
Right.
working professionals, if I tell you, you will learn how to manage yourself better, your time, your stress. If
Right.
you will get to learn how to lead your team better, you learn how to motivate your team members better. If
Right.
these are the things that are highlight in front of you, why will you not want to learn about these things?
Mhm. Right. Agreed. Agreed. So I mean that is so true that we do have, even if we have subjects, they are made optional in some of the curriculums, and obviously when it's optional, it's you are half-hearted there. You're just doing it for the sake of it. And I mean, even the schools, colleges don't consider it worthy enough to give marks for or attach credits for. But definitely, I believe that should change if we want to, increase the potential of candidates going forward in a particular field. So definitely,
Mhm.
that's very important. And in the field of marketing, I genuinely think that being a marketer, if you can't market yourself, you are not a marketer. I mean, you can have all the technical skills in the world. I mean, 99% of the people do have technical skills because everything is online, but the ability to show those skills to others is what creates an impact. So, I mean,
So
definitely,
yes,
yeah,
exactly, how you communicate is one, how you behave, how you network with people, how you interact with your clients,
right,
how you're able to create your own personal brand. All of
definitely,
this has to do with soft skills. It's
definitely,
your technical skills, how to use different tools, how to create marketing campaigns. All of that
right,
is definitely very important. But how you communicate that to the world, communicating what your abilities are, what your skills are, what your strengths are, how are you able to manage your time. So
right,
managing multiple clients at once,
yes,
delivering on everyone's expectations, right? Because
yes,
when you're working in an agency, you don't work with just one client, you work
yes,
with multiple people. So
yes,
managing yourself is very important, and
definitely.
and having that positive mindset, enjoying
Hmm.
your work, motivating yourself, leading yourself to success. All of
Right.
these things are all about soft skills.
Right, definitely. And this leads me to the second and the most, I would say this is the one of the most important questions of this session. We have a question from the audience as well, related to that question, that how can soft skills help with job interviews or while talking with my boss? So, in an interview scenario, what do you think is the importance of soft skills? If in weightage as well, if you can tell that, this is the kind of weightage that people give, because I had recently had a podcast with Akshay Gurnani, who's the founder of Shabang, and he also told that he doesn't look at the resume. It's all about the intent and the soft skills. So, what are your insights there?
Right. So, if you want to know about the weightage, firstly, everyone who's invited for an interview, all the candidates are from the same technical background.
Right.
So, similar technical knowledge, all of them are expected to have. What
Agreed.
is it that they're looking for? They're looking for what kind of personality do you have?
Mm.
Your behavior is what they're analyzing, they're evaluating. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak. So,
Right.
any interview, they will try to understand if you have the required technical knowledge. That is the basic bare minimum requirement that they will see. But
Right.
apart from that, they will look at your soft skills more, the way you
Mm.
conduct yourself, your vision. What is it
Right.
that you want to? Why is it that you've applied to this company? Where does
Right.
it fit in your bigger vision?
Right.
So, yeah, things like that. So, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? The
Mm.
question, a question as simple as "Tell me something about yourself," shows how
Right.
confident you are.
Right. Right.
Shows shows
Definitely.
the way that you communicate.
Yes. Yes. So, communication, according to you, is the main thing that the interview see, or is it a mix of gesture and your how you dress? So what are the factors there?
All right. So, have you heard of Albert Mehrabian?
No.
Okay. So, the communication has three elements to it:
Right.
body
Right.
language, tone of voice, and
Mm-hmm.
your words, your verbal communication.
Right.
Right? Most weightage, 55% weightage, is given to your body language. So, your
Okay.
appearance plays a big role. Your
Right.
gestures, your facial
Right.
expressions, your
Right.
movements, they play
Yes.
a very big role.
Mm-hmm.
Then your tone of voice, that is
Right.
given 38% importance, and
Okay.
only 7% importance is given to your words.
Right.
So when I'm saying communication, I mean all of these things.
Okay. Right. So overall, like how you dress, what is your gesture, how you're, what is your tone of voice, even that matters according to you.
A
Uh,
lot, a lot. So even when we're completely silent, we're communicating.
mm,
We never stop communicating. So
yes.
yeah, so the way you dress is
Right.
something that is looked at. If you're properly dressed, if you're wearing a proper jacket, a proper blazer, and if you've come in maintaining the standard of a corporate interview, what is expected out
Right.
of you, that
Right.
communicates a level of interest. If you're
Mm,
interested, you will dress that way. if you
yes.
if you come in wearing something very casual, the message that you're giving the interviewer is that you're not very interested.
Agreed. Yes.
If you don't shave, if you're
Mm,
not completely clean shaven on that day,
yes.
that person might have this perception of you that you're not very serious about the opportunity. So small
Right.
things like that uh, really matter.
Yes, definitely. And people don't, I would say, don't focus a lot on these skills. They are just concerned about how their CV is structured and what would be the package and all of that. But before that, there are a lot of these minute elements that people observe, and I would say it's quite subjective. Some, some recruiter might have this, vision that he wants a person who's perfectly clothed, who's wearing a matching tie, a matching shoe, or something like that. Some recruiter
Hmm.
might be the tone of voice should be perfect in order to have an impact. So I mean, it's subjective. So if you are prepared overall,
Yeah,
in all
don't
aspects,
take chances.
then it's obviously a good factor.
Yes.
And in interview as well, we have talked about how to deal in the interview scenario and the role of soft skills there. Now coming to more of a one-on-one conversation level, let's say you connect with someone on LinkedIn, you go on a call, or you are connecting with a professional or a managerial person. There, do you think soft skills play a role, and how do they, impact the perception that is being formed in the other person's mind?
So when I was recruiting, a lot of people used to send me a lot of messages on LinkedIn
Hmm.
asking me if there are opportunities in the city that they're living in or in the companies that they really want to apply and work in. So a lot of
Right.
people used to reach out. But the structuring of the message is something that would catch my eye. So the amount of effort that the person has put in writing that one message would would create an impression on me. So I would very readily try to help out someone who's taken out the time to properly formulate that message. Similarly,
Hmm.
in a one-on-one interaction, when you're talking,
Right.
if you put in an effort to be very mindful, listen to the
Right.
other person,
Yes.
try to understand what they're trying to communicate, make the other person feel heard. The
Hmm.
amount of importance you're giving to the other person is
Right.
very important. So
Hmm.
eye contact is very important. Your listening skills are something that are very important, and
Right.
the amount of effort you're trying to make that conversation a meaningful conversation, and
Hmm.
how much attention you're paying to the other person is very important. So all of
Right.
these things are soft skills.
Right. Definitely. And now, obviously they do have an impact on one-on-one level in interviews. When you're speaking in front of a crowd, let's say you're someone who is doing personal branding, who's doing a workshop, maybe, you are speaking at an event. So there, what are your tips before going on the stage? What are the things that one should keep in mind that, this has to be there when I'm speaking? Uh, what are the factors when you're speaking in front of a crowd, according to you?
All right. So, to be completely honest with you, I haven't yet done it. I
Okay.
haven't gone on stage. I can't wait to do that, but I
Hmm.
haven't done it. What I
Okay.
can tell you is my experience with teaching multiple people on
Hmm.
Zoom. So
Right.
trying to maintain eye contact with everyone, trying to so when people are talking, just trying to
Right.
look at their window, that small box is
Hmm.
something that I try to do because people, when I was in a crowd, when I was attending a session, and
Right.
if the speaker looked at me,
Right.
it made me feel more important, and that kept me engaged for longer. So when you're talking to a panel of people, just look at it from uh, look at it in a setting where you're addressing a panel of people. So sometimes in interviews there are multiple people who are interviewing you, evaluating you. Then
Right.
also you're supposed to look at every single one of them while giving your answer, because everyone
Right.
is evaluating you on the panel. So similarly, when you're on stage, try looking at the audience and looking
Hmm.
into their eyes, maintaining that eye contact. Eye contact is very important in every form of communication, wherever it is. So
Right.
yes.
So it's always about, you're saying it's always about making the other person feel important through your
Yes.
soft skills, and eye contact is also one of the very, most important aspects of your soft skills that you carry. So I mean, definitely I'm sure that definitely that has added a new perspective to people who did not consider webinars and online sessions too seriously. But definitely these aspects do play a role there as well. So
Yes, because I'm speaking for you.
right,
So you are the person who's important. The
right,
amount I am trying to add value in your life.
hmm,
So
right,
when you're speaking, you're on stage, you're speaking for your audience. So making
yes.
them feel important should be your number one priority.
Yes, right, definitely. Those are some great insights. And now, Anmol, going to a level where we have a question from the audience as well. And related to that, I also asked that what are some good sources according to you to let's say now we have understood the importance of soft skills. Now, how to develop those soft skills over a period of time? Are there any courses, YouTube channels, or does it only develop with experience, or what is it exactly according to you?
So for me, it developed over experience. The way I am right now,
Right,
my experience has played a very important role in that, and also the training that I've got.
right,
So, and the training that I'm trying to give, I've got the same training myself. So,
right.
being mindful of these things,
Hmm.
first identifying them as something important, and being mindful of them and constantly working towards improving. So,
Right.
right now, if I am not a good listener
Hmm.
and I identify this as my problem in
Right.
every conversation, before before I had identified it, I would just be thinking about what I'm going to say next
Hmm.
instead of actually listening to the person.
Right.
But now I've identified this, I make it a point that I'm completely in the present, listening to the other person and asking smart questions, making that other person feel heard
Yes.
before expressing my thoughts on whatever is being discussed. So
Right.
identifying all the different areas that you need to improve on and
Hmm.
constantly working at it. And definitely there is so much information, so many techniques out there that can help you become a better version of yourself and
Right.
be more effective. So another thing that I would like to share is there were studies done in Harvard University, and
Right.
there was so people were asked what do they think is important in order
Hmm.
for career success,
Okay.
and the two most prominent things were soft skills and domain knowledge. Now,
Right.
domain knowledge you've been getting from so many years since you were a kid. Till class 10, you did so many subjects. Then you chose a stream for yourself and you keep on going ahead in the path that you've chosen. So
Right.
there is a lot of knowledge that you've been acquiring over the years. Soft
Right.
skills you haven't been focusing on, uh, you know, being active about it. So being active about soft skills, working on your communication skills, getting over the fear of public speaking, keeping
Right.
yourself motivated every single day. Self motivation is something that people struggle with every single day. Then
Yes.
yeah, so all of these things, being more mindful about it and more active about these things. And in that study, 70%, 85%, sorry, 85% weightage was given to soft skills and only 15% weightage was given to domain knowledge. Because whatever you learned over the years, you will only be able to apply if you're aware and if you're active in developing your soft skills. Your
Right.
application will only happen when you give soft skills its due importance. So
Right.
yes, that is what
I
it
mean,
is.
85% is a lot, and this definitely makes us feel that it is generally very important. And as we discussed, mindset is also a part of your soft skills. So definitely, if you have the skills, but if you don't have the mindset to implement those in the right way and let people know about that, because I can vouch that in the field of marketing, if you don't let people know, no one will appreciate you. It's all about
Mhm.
showcasing as well in fields like marketing or even any other field that you're working in. It's all about letting people know. So I mean, definitely that plays a very important role, and a lot of people are very scared about speaking, coming in front of camera, making videos, or maybe talking one on one. So, I mean, is there something that helped you out over the period of time that people talk about talking in front of a mirror or some techniques like that which increases the self confidence, which I believe is very important. So, any advice from your side for people who are very very scared of coming in front of camera?
All right, so I am someone who struggles with this as well.
Right.
But the first time that I put out a video, I got
Mhm.
such a positive response. So when you're starting out, people
Right.
really appreciate it. It's very daring of you to actually do it.
Right.
So it will feel like a massive accomplishment. So
Mhm.
the struggle, it's going to be a struggle initially. It's going to require a lot of effort from your end, but
Right.
ultimately you'll get a hang of it. So the more
Right.
videos you make, I'm sure you have experienced this as well. The more videos you make, it becomes better. The number of takes reduce, and
Right.
once you put it out there, every single time I've uploaded a video, I've either gotten a work opportunity or
Mhm.
I've gotten a message thanking someone thanking me for putting it out.
Right.
Because sometimes people need to hear what you have to say. A lot of you have some really great insights, but you're keeping it inside you and not sharing it with the world. You want to
Yes.
do it, but your hesitation is holding you back. But
Yes.
if you put it out there, someone might come across your video and that would change their life forever. They
Right.
you putting out videos, you are sharing knowledge. You're spreading
Right.
awareness about important topics. So
Right.
someone might need to hear what you have to say. So if you go in every single time you're trying to make a video, try to make it as valuable as possible, because that's what you're doing. You're empowering people through knowledge. You're putting out important perspectives, right? So
Right.
whenever you're feeling disheartened, or you're feeling demotivated and you're feeling scared of what might happen, just think about those people that you could have been impacting by the way of your video. So whenever you're
Right.
feeling demotivated, remind yourself what you have to say is very important. You need to put it out there.
Yes. Having that feeling, I believe, is very important, and I completely agree. Even for me, it was a very difficult journey. My hands used to tremble, tears used to come, not tears, sorry, sweat used to come down my body. Uh, and it was very difficult to actually make videos or speak in front of a crowd. But after 1 year of actually going through that phase. Now making videos gives me happiness, and it's a 360-degree change that has come about. So that phase is definitely tough. It gives you frustration, irritation, breakdowns. You feel like, why are you doing this? And sometimes, obviously, your first few videos won't be that perfect. It would have a lot of improvement pointers, but definitely that one comment, that one person who actually benefits out of your video keeps you going in the long run, as you said. So
Yeah.
that is very important. And now, when I talk to people about starting their personal branding journey, online and offline, the one thing that people put forward as a limitation is, I don't know how to speak in English, so I can't communicate. I need to first develop the English skills. So I would love to know your perspective on that statement.
So, yes, a lot of my students as well, they struggle a lot with English and they want to become more fluent
Right.
because, unfortunately, the kind of jobs that they aspire to have, that
Right.
requires them to speak fluently in English. So, a lot of students that I've trained, they wanted to be in the aviation industry. And for that, they need to have proper English. A lot of so people people are very ambitious. Everyone, all of us, what no matter which stage we are in, at like in our lives right now, no matter what our economic background is, we
Right.
always want to improve on that, right? We want to upgrade to the next level, to to provide our family with a comfortable lifestyle, to do well, to feel
Right.
successful, to feel accomplished. So, but so this is what it is. This is something which is a big problem for a lot of people. But communication is not just communicating in English. So being able to voice your opinion in the most effective way, to be able to communicate whatever you're thinking, whatever is in your head, to the
Right.
other person, to reach them in the most effective way possible, in the right way, the way you intended it. That
Right.
is communication, right? But
Mm.
unfortunately, a lot of like people, a lot of companies, they do not prefer people who are not fluent in English. So this is the reality of our country, is what I feel, that
Mm.
people who speak well, speak good English, they get a lot more opportunities than the people
Right.
who don't. So this is where their, their feeling or their sentiment or their concern, their
Mm.
fear, all of this is stemming from that, because they
Right.
know this reality. People know that this is a reality. So
Right.
the only way to work on this is continuously practicing. So the more you practice speaking in English, the more you try actively, proactively, tackling this problem. That is the
Right.
only way you're going to improve. Because with more practice,
Mm.
you become more confident, and you gain a lot more experience and knowledge just with practice. And with more experience and knowledge, your confidence level increases and your skill improves. So
Right.
it's just, people who hesitate in practicing their communication skills, they shouldn't. Because only I was extremely shy, and I wasn't, I, I think till now also, my vocabulary is not as great as I want it to be. I can speak fine, but I want to be better.
Right.
So actively talking to you, training, talking to people is what helps me. When I got into the sales stint that I was doing, I was talking to 50, 100 people every single day. That is how I've come here.
Right.
That is
Right.
that is how I've seen a massive change in myself, my personality, and my English speaking abilities. So just putting yourself out there more is the answer to this.
I definitely agree with you that it's all about taking out those first steps. And in the long run, obviously, no one can guarantee that this would happen. You would get projects, you would be able to build your personal brand, but that process is definitely worth it if you decide to enter into it. And especially in marketing, which is today getting so saturated, 9 out of 10 people are directly or indirectly related to digital marketing, are practicing some aspect of digital marketing. Even on LinkedIn, there is a hike of 30% in the marketing profiles as per the research. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be reaching a stage wherein which was a stage reached by engineering at a point of time that a lot of engineers came together, but they were not getting the kind of jobs that they deserve. So, I mean, knowing the importance of soft skills, developing that, talking to people now will help people in the long run, definitely. So yeah, that's there. And now, a lot of people say that mastering soft skills is a piece of cake, is something that will happen overnight, is something that we don't need to pay attention to or need to put efforts in. So I would like to bring forward from you that what were the struggles of during your training while you were interacting with people. What were some of your failures or maybe struggles that you realized and you learned from those?
All right. So people who say it's very easy to pick up these things, firstly, people have a lot of difficulty in changing the way they behave. A lot of us, we do a lot of things that we've been doing since when we were very little. Changing
Right.
that behavior is difficult. I mean, if they
Yes.
feel like, if they get to know these things and if they don't practice it, if today you decide that you want to work on your communication skills and you read a few books, tomorrow you will not be someone who is the most effective communicator. These things
Okay.
happen over time, right?
Right.
It's not a formula that you can learn and you can mug up and keep, right?
Yes.
It's something that you need to keep on practicing, behaving in the right way, in the correct way, your your etiquette.
Hmm.
You learn through different experiences. All of these
Right.
things, you start doing these things effortlessly only after a considerable amount of effort, a
Hmm.
considerable amount of experience, a considerable amount of time.
Right.
So this is something that you can't pick up in a day's time, 2 days time. It
Right.
has to, you have to keep on continuously be working at it. Even when I train about interview skills and interview etiquette,
Right.
so I am giving you the knowledge, but until and unless you experience that firsthand, you go to a
Yes.
couple of interviews and you experience that for yourself and you're completely mindful about it. Only
Yeah.
after a couple of tries will you get it right.
Agree.
A lot of things that I do till date, I'm doing it, but because I'm aware of, what is the right thing, maybe
Right.
I make a mistake and then instantly I get reminded of what was taught to me. So
Right.
right now I also, I am working towards it. I am not
Hmm.
completely perfect till yet. So
Right.
a lot of, yeah, so it takes a good amount of time, continuous practice, and
Right.
continuously taking action.
Right, definitely. And do you think taking like if someone who gets serious about soft skills and decides to take a training or maybe do a course or maybe consult someone, so do you think that is worth it, or just by yourself you should explore by talking to other people or maybe build your personal brand? So do you think a combination, or what is the impact of trainings and courses and all of that in your opinion?
I am a trainer, so I will obviously say training is important.
Right.
Where I am right now, if I had gotten this training, I would be here 5 years ago, right?
Hmm. Right.
It's delayed whatever skills that I have, whatever wherever I am at in my career, everything
Right.
has been delayed because I didn't have the right kind of guidance. I didn't have the
Mm.
right mindset. I didn't
Right.
know what to do. I didn't know about a lot of things.
Right.
So these training programs are very important. And plus, so training, like I said, there is a lot of information that is given, a lot of practice sessions, also a lot of activities which are conducted in soft skills training to give you a little
Right.
bit of a feel, little bit of a practice of applying whatever is being learned. But
Mm.
ultimately, through experiencing it over and over again, to mindfully practicing whatever you're learning is very
Right.
important. So even so, motivation and mindset also comes in soft skills.
Right.
You it doesn't come very naturally to people, right? Like, I can tell you to be proactive, to look for positivity in your life, but
Right.
with experience and talking to people who are also working actively in leading a happier life, figuring out how other people are taking care of their mental well-being.
Right. Right.
So it's a combination of both. The people you surround with matters a lot, and the kind
Right.
of information you're consuming, the kind of sessions that you're taking, and how much time and money are you investing in soft skills, because that
Mhm.
is very important.
Right,
Yes.
right, definitely. So what you're saying is basically these trainings act as a base, if you have not already explored into this, and then obviously it will make you aware when you are experiencing those scenarios. Let's say an interview that these are the mistakes that were highlighted in the training as well, and I need to improve the next time I go into an interview or the next time I'm speaking in front of a crowd. So
Yes.
that's an amazing perspective. That's a new perspective that will motivate people to invest in soft skills training or maybe some kind of course that gives them the push that they need in this particular field. Uh,
Yeah.
we have a question that are there any groups or communities that you are aware of that helps you build soft skills or gives you that practice exposure?
I do not know about other communities. I know of a lot of trainers who have their own communities. Like that, this is what people are doing right now. Everyone
Right,
is trying to build a community because they want to impact more people.
right,
So,
right,
you can search for other trainers who are doing this. You might have heard of other people also doing this. I am not aware about other communities because I'm more focused on my own.
right,
So I am trying to do the same thing. So Sunflower Community came into being because I wanted to give people a platform to practice speaking, to find their
right,
voice. So what we
right,
do is we take up a topic. I decide on a topic by Thursday or Friday, and on
right.
Saturday at 8 p.m. we get on a Google Meet call and we discuss that topic. So
Okay,
I talk about what that topic means to me, why I came up with that topic.
right,
I express my opinion, my perspective, my experience, and
right.
then after that I open the floor for everyone to share. So it's
Okay,
one place where people can vent out whatever's happening with them, whatever they've experienced. They can share their stories. They can inspire other people, and they
right,
can communicate. They can practice talking in front of an audience. So it comprises of people from across the country, students,
okay,
people that have trained before, and
right,
people they share their own insights, and I learn a lot every Saturday. My perspective is very limited, so
right,
this helps broaden my own perspective, and
right,
I hope that other people are also deriving a lot of value out of this. So I'm sure there are many such peer learning platforms. So if you're
right,
looking for something like that, please, you can join the Sunflower community, or you can search for peer learning platforms where you get to voice your opinion, you get to discuss important topics, and
right,
open up, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for ways to find your voice. And with, like I said, I used to talk to 50, 100 people. That used to really help me. So
right,
getting a chance to speak to people, do not miss out on that. Do not take a step back. Just go for it. Speak to more people. You'll get good at it in no time. In
right.
some time.
Right. Definitely,
Yeah.
I can also say that Anmol is a great trainer as far as I have had interactions with her. And you can see with, like, honestly, I can see in the way you are talking that you are taking a pause when you're saying anything. You are listening the whole question, which I don't observe in a lot of guests. And that is special about this because you know about the importance of listening. So that is one thing that I am also learning while interacting with you, that taking a pause, thinking about it, and not rushing on to the question or rushing on to the topic. So I mean, definitely, I hope the question is resolved. And I've also commented down the Sunflower community. If you had any confusion regarding the name, so you can definitely reach out to Anmol on LinkedIn. I'll attach the social media links as well, and you can be a part of that community. Now, Anmol, one thing I know that you are active on LinkedIn, you are active on other social media platforms as well, and you're seeing a lot of people trying to build their personal brand, trying to communicate on video posts, or maybe offline also. You must have seen a lot of people giving speeches. So, in your perspective and in your opinion, what is one thing that a lot of people are doing wrong? And if you could add your own insight there, it could be improved, in your opinion.
What are people doing wrong?
Like the
So
major thing.
people, what people are doing wrong is they're very hesitant. They should go all out. And
Right,
when people when people address a crowd, a lot of people do not maintain eye contact. They're looking up. They
right, right,
People are nervous at shows. So great speakers, they know it all. They know how to make the audience feel important.
right,
So that is something that you should be more mindful of, that you're talking to people. It's a conversation. So whenever
right,
you're feeling scared, just remind yourself that you've come here to talk to your audience and they are most important. And the people who are fearful of the mistake that I am making, and something that I've learned from you, something that you inspire me in, is your consistency is crazy. You are super consistent, and that is what is needed to create that personal brand, because I lose my momentum. I
mhm,
am I put out a couple of videos, they do well, and then I don't put out any video for quite some time. So that is something that is harming me and my brand and my momentum. Like, I'm not being able to capitalize and maximize on whatever I'm creating. But you,
right,
this is something that I see in you. You put out so much content every single day. You're adding so much value to all your connections on LinkedIn, on Instagram. So this is something that I've learned from you, that it is possible. You doing a full-time job and managing to come out with such good quality content. None of
thank
your videos are senseless. They all make a lot of sense and they're really helpful. So the people who are trying to get into digital marketing start off, and it's not like, and you know that a lot of people are doing the same thing as you, but
right,
you're not being selfish about the knowledge and you're spreading more of it. You're helping people to understand what it is like. So I think it's great that you're doing whatever you're doing. And I want to be more consistent looking at you.
right. Thank you so much for these kind words, and definitely motivates me to come up with more content, and be more consistent. And I mean, uh, the I was not consistent before, but having this realization, I would say, is very important. Uh, about something that you have not been doing, or giving your 100% in, but then realizing and implementing that has really helped me, because I used to struggle, I used to procrastinate, I used to be very lazy, to be honest. But then the moment I realized that this is something that is not benefiting me to an extent that it should, then from that day I could see this change, and the stepping stone was realization. So I also consider this as a very important part of your mindset, and eventually a part of the soft skills that we are talking about right now. So being aware, having those realizations, and accepting your failures, accepting your successes, and moving forward with a positive mindset. So I mean, that is very important. And now we have discussed about tricks, tips, strategies, importance. I would love to know from you, in the last question, that what impact did soft skills have upon you as an individual and as a founder, since you have a team of your own, you are interacting with them, you are building your own community. So what impact did it have on those two perspectives?
So for me, learning soft skills, learning what it is, the importance of it, the relevance of it, I am so much more aware on of the things that I can improve on.
Right.
So
Right.
if something is not going right, I know where to look. So that is
Yes.
something which is a big plus.
Right.
And also, it's it's very motivating for me because I know how important it is. So
Right.
being able to, so I can understand my team and their motivation, my students, what they must be looking for, what are their needs. So I can
Right.
identify my own needs, my own problems, my own weaknesses, and I can do that for my community as well.
Mhm.
So I would not take up a topic which won't be relevant to them. I will not do something which will not be beneficial to them. So this has
Right.
helped me understand myself and other people better, and
Mm.
and it has also helped me improve on my interpersonal communication in my team management.
Right.
Uh, so all of these things, soft skills has really impacted my life, and I think it's for me. I think it's my way of empowering people.
Right. Right. So definitely it has added a lot of, I would say it must have added a new perspective altogether in your life. Uh, and obviously a lot of other benefits associated with it. And obviously now you are in a stage where you are empowering people, you are spreading positivity, and that could only happen because you went through that training, you interacted with a lot of people, and it gave rise to a leader. I would say who's leading a team, who's building a community. So I mean that process of building soft skills is not only about you; it's about others as well, indirectly, because others will be empowered by you in the long run. So imagining that whole picture altogether is something that I've learned through this session. Because I used to look at soft skills, I would say after this session at a very limited perspective, but now I understand that this is super, super, super important. I used to give it equal weightage as compared to the hard skills, but now it is 80-20, definitely. Earlier it was 50-50, now it's 80-20, because 20% matters, but if you're not able to provide that 20% to rest of the people, your audience, then that has no weightage altogether. So it's all about
Exactly.
studying, learning, realizing, and moving on the process. And one last thing that I'd like to mention that came in my mind while we were discussing about what people are doing wrong on stage. So I was seeing this video wherein it told that there was a study, there was an interesting study that all the American presidents that have served their tenure, you know, uh, amazingly well, that have got a lot of votes, are the presidents who had eye contact with the audience in their initial speech. So, like, this is one of the factors that they came out with a conclusion that this has led to their electoral win in the presidential elections in America. And they
Mm-hmm.
came up with proper proofs that, this was the candidate who didn't have eye contact. And it might be a coincidence once, twice, but not five or six times. So that came from people who actually had voted in those years. They came up and they put it out as a pointer that we couldn't see the confidence in a leader through the eye contact that he was maintaining. So definitely those are some interesting studies, but definitely those are some logical studies, some logical conclusions that are coming out. And so I hope that a lot of people who have joined got the value that they wanted in terms of soft skills. And any concluding statements from you that about maybe to people who have joined or to people who are trying who will start to build their community, let's say.
So just think about the people, the lives that you want to touch. We're
Hmm.
all on a mission right now. We're all trying to solve a problem, make things simpler. We're
Right.
all trying to work towards something. And when you look around you, there are so many people, especially those in India. We're from a developing nation. There are a lot of problems that need to be solved.
Right.
Finding your voice is very important because only when you have a voice will you be able to make a change.
Yeah.
So think about it from that perspective. Find your voice, become strong, a strong individual, take action, constantly take action. Don't be afraid of making mistakes.
Right.
Making mistakes only gives you more experience. Keep on building your self confidence, and think about the people, the lives that you're impacting. Constantly remind yourself that you're doing it for yourself. Doing things for yourself will help you do things for others. So,
Right.
both of these things should come to your mind. How are you
Definitely.
serving people? How are you serving yourself?
Yes. Powerful words right there. And I thank you, Anmol, for this session from my heart that you took out time and you give some valuable insights on the aspect of soft skills. I learned a lot, honestly, through this session. This gave a new perspective, as I said. And I wish you all the best for your community, for the kind of work that you're doing. And I can definitely see you reaching the sky in the coming few months or coming few years.
Thank you so much. This means a lot, and truly, you're someone that I really look up to. So, I'm a very big fan of yours, and continue doing what you're doing. And I'm always like, I'm looking forward for future collaborations. Maybe someday I call you on my YouTube channel to do something like this, because I think people should know you, should get to learn from you, because you are so powerful and you're so proactive. I think I learn things from you every single day. So keep at it, keep it up. You're doing a great job, and keep inspiring people the way you are.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Take care. Stay safe. Thank you.